Hello YouTube, this is the Copernicus and you're watching my Let's Play Season 2 of the Direwolf20 mod pack. So, last episode we made a awesome little smeltery here and an igneous extruder and infinite cobble, and that lava is burning my grass. I might have to fix that issue. But anyways, I was about to start, smelting down all of my ores into ingots, and I realized that, I don't want to do this all by hand. I don't want to fill this up, come back, and sit here, pour out all the molten metal, put it into the chest, and rinse and repeat with all my ores. So I thought we'd do a little bit of automation today. So what I want to get done, for sure, is I want to be able to put my ores in this chest, send them to the smeltery controller to be smelted, and also pour them out into a basin, and then also automatically take them from a basin or a table and put them into this center chest, which you'll notice I upgraded both of these chests to iron chests. Real easy. It's just the chest with some iron. Super easy to make. Gives you the space of a double chest inside chest. There's also a bunch more tiers like gold, diamond, etc. They can get be a pretty good size for some compact storage. Anywho, let's get started. For the transfer of items, because we're going to need to transfer items from the chest here and from the casting table and casting basin to the chest. So what we're going to do is make some item ducts from thermodynamics. So this is a really easy recipe: lead and some tin. Get you 6 item ducts. So all you have to do for these is connect your 2 points of travel. So you can see I placed one there, and notice that there's an inventory here, and the smelter controller also acts as an inventory, and you can pipe into it. So you can see that connected up, and also over here you can see the casting table and the casting basin are also inventories. Connect them up to the chest, so that's good there. But you'll notice, let's see if I throw some, we'll get some gold here, I'll get 9 gold or something. If we throw that in there, nothing happens, doesn't move, gold stays in there. These are just kind of, they're pipes. They still need some way to pull out. And the way thermodynamics does it is with servos. You can see it extracts items / fluids from something. There's a bunch of different levels of servos. I'll show you right here. There's the basic one. There's harden, reinforce, signalum, and resonant. They kind of get upgrades with each one. Some let you filter out what you want to extract. As you go up, it also extracts more items and extracts them faster. What I wanted was the hardened servo, because the basic servo, or does it have internal redstone control? Yeah, internal redstone control? I guess it does. Anyways, I wanted a few of those. And what you do is you put them on the side that you want to extract from. You can see it almost looks like a little arrow there in red. It's pointing towards that way, is from the chest out. So I want one there, I want one here, and also there. So you can see it will pull from here and go into the first inventory slot, which is the chest, and the items that are extracted should wind up there. So all you have to do, you can right click it to configure. Comes pre-installed with a filter, and you can choose the item stack you want to pull at a time. So this one will pull 16 items at a time, which is fine. You can do some custom filtering, whitelisting, blacklisting, and metadata. What I want right here is the redstone control. So it's on high right now, which means it needs a lever to function. I don't want that. I don't want levers everywhere. I don't have to worry about it. So if I click ignore it here, you can see it should take that gold and dump it into the smeltery. So there you go. There's all my gold in there. I did 9 because I like doing them in multiples of 9, because then you can use the casting basin, because 9 ingots makes 1 block. And so since this is doubled, these 9 ores will make 2 blocks in the basin. So I'll just wait just another minute here for this to smelt down. And now normally you would have to right click it like this, You can see it filling up the basin. Takes 9 ingots out. Should have 9 left over here. And once it hardens from its fluid state, you can see, oh, I need to activate these servos. I forgot about that. Ignore redstone. Ignore redstone. And you can see in just a moment, it'll pop it out and it will place it in here. Once we get a bit more tech, we can make these pipes clear and then you can actually see items traveling through them, and that makes it 10 times as cool because it looks awesome. But I don't want to have to sit here and right click that faucet either. So an item from Extra Utilities, the same mod that we used for the cobblestone making, is called the redstone clock. And all this does, so I'll get some redstone here to demonstrate. It just pulses a redstone signal every, I don't know, second, 2 seconds, something like that. It just pulses redstone. And a neat feature about these faucets here is that they respond to a redstone signal. So if I put like a lever here or a button even, you could click the button and it would dispense the faucet just as if you'd right clicked it. So what happens if you put a redstone clock that constantly emits a redstone pulse every now and then, put it on top for now. You can see there it kind of goes off and on because once it pulses it goes, then it'll pulse again and stop it. But the point being here is I don't have to touch it, right? And actually I also want to put a lever on, because if you put a lever on here, it'll stop it. It'll stop the redstone clock, so you can see that it is not dispensing anymore. But once I remove the lever, it'll start going again. And now that all the liquid's out, it will harden, go into there. So what I'm going to do basically is just take all my ingots, probably in multiples of 9, just so that you don't get like backlog. Say if I didn't have a full 9 blocks, it would start emptying into the casting bin, but only fill up like say like halfway if you only had 4.5 ingots worth of molten metal. So I'm just going to do that for a bit, and I'll be back in just a minute or two once we have a lot of ingots and blocks and all sorts of good materials. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we're back, and I just wanted to show something to you quick before I get to the Nether. I've gotten 36 levels before dying so far, besides the first time. And I want to save that in case I die in the Nether, which I probably will. So I'm going to grab a couple tanks here. This is from the mod Open Blocks. They can store any liquid, but we're going to use them to store our experience. They're really easy, just obsidian and some glass. And then on top of that, we're going to put an XP drain. So real easy here. We're going to, let's see, we'll throw them over here. Nice connected textures. All you have to do is throw an XP drain on top of it. And then when you stand on the tank, your XP drains out. And you can retrieve it just by right clicking the tank and you'll gain a level. So I'm going to sit here and drain out my 30 levels, and I will meet you guys in the Nether. Alright guys, so made it to the Nether alive, thankfully. Pretty decent spawn, I guess. There's a lot of lava, which is going to come in handy later. But I also happened to notice that little blue block down there when I was walking around. So this is half of the stuff we're going to need for our new pickaxe. I want to be very careful getting this. It's called Cobalt. It's from Tinker's Construct, only found in the Nether. And you need, this is why I decided to make the alumite pickaxe, because I needed a high mining level in order to get that. We do need one more, which I think I happen to see actually. There are some fire bats in my way. These guys can get nasty. Like that. They can also explode if you're not careful. Like that. So, I'm on these ash blocks, which kind of sucks because it slows you down and starts you on fire if you walk on the smoldering grass block. But let's see if we can hop up here. Here's the second half of the material we're going to use, called Ardite. Again, only found in the Nether. Again, very, very high mining level. You need to harvest it. Alright, so we got 2 of each, which is actually pretty perfect. The material that we're gonna... I haven't decided if I want to use it for my pickaxe or not, but it has... If you combine Ardite and Cobalt, you get Manilium, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure. But that has one of the highest durabilities. Definitely the highest in Tinker's Construct without any extra add-ons. So it's the best durability. It's not quite the best speed though, which is why I think I might use just plain old Cobalt instead, because just Cobalt itself has the highest mining speed of any Tinker's weapons without, like I said, without any add-ons or anything. So I'm gonna walk around here, hopefully not die, and just keep collecting Ardite and Cobalt, because I'm sure I'll want to make some weapons out of Manilium, if not my pickaxe. So I'll be back in just a minute when we're ready to create our new pickaxe again. Alright guys, so I went to the Nether and got my materials, as you saw, the Cobalt and Ardite, and I made a few things. I made a Manulin broadsword, which I used Manulin sword blade, which remember is Ardite and Cobalt together. So it's pretty much the strongest attack of any Tinker's weapon. I used a paper wide guard and a Manulin tool rod because it gives the durability of 2.5 times of the material of the sword blade. So in total it's got 3600 durability, attack of 4 hearts, and since I used a paper wide guard, I have 4 modifiers. So right now it does +8 attack damage, which is 4 hearts of damage. But I'd like to get it a little better than that, and that's where modification of tools. I also made this Cobalt hammer. It's got a Cobalt head for speed. It's got a Obsidian large plate because that gives it Reinforce 3, which gives it a lot of unbreaking. Paper large plate for the extra modifier, and a Manulin tough rod for extra durability. You can see here, this is where you make your tools, but you can also upgrade your tools. So right now it's just a regular hammer, but if I put it in here with some redstone, you can see over here it goes from 4. I think I have 4 I have 4 modifiers remaining. But if I put some redstone on it, you can see now I have 3 modifiers remaining, and it adds haste to it. So that just brings up the mining speed. You can see right now it's 307, but if I add some redstone, it'll give up to 3.55. And this redstone 10 out of 50, that means you need 50 redstones to complete your modifier of it. So if I do this 5 times, there's 30, 40, and 50. Now you can see I've got 3 modifiers remaining, mining speed of 5.47, and 50 out of 50 redstone. So I'm going to do this again, actually. And I think I'm going to do this one more time as well. Let me think. Yes. There's also another modifier I want on my hammer, but I don't quite have everything I need for it. I need some more string, I believe, yeah. What I want to put on there is called a silky jewel. It requires an emerald, which is pretty expensive, and some silky cloth, which is string and some gold nuggets or aluminum brass nuggets. That's a lot of string, and I don't have any string, I don't think, right now. And what that does is give your weapon silk touch. So my kind of approach when it comes to mining and stuff, I like to have a hammer, and I'll show you why here in a second. So if you use a hammer and you hit a block, it does a 3x3 area, so you can really just like kind of plow through areas and mine a lot of ground really quickly. But I also, and then what some people will do is have another pickaxe, have a hammer that does that, and a pickaxe for things like redstone and diamonds that has fortune on it, which is all well and good, but what I like to do is put silk touch on my hammers, and then pick up the ores as themselves, like redstone or diamond or lapis ore, and then kind of save them for future processing, because there are ways to get more out of them than fortune will give you. So I'm going to try to work on finding some spiders, getting some string, getting silk touch on this thing. And then I won't have to worry about, having a bunch of lapis to get Fortune 3 on a pick. So that will do it for my hammer right now. I can put this redstone away. Don't want to really waste any of it. But I also want my sword to be stronger. And for that, I'm going to use quartz. I'm trying to put as much on as once. And quartz just gives you more attack damage. So we'll use up all this quartz we have here. 64. I want to try to get at least one full level. There we go. And now you can see I do plus 12 damage, or 6 hearts instead of 4. So just from that one thing, I got an extra 2 hearts of damage, which is awesome. And I still have 3 modifiers remaining, so I'll probably, sometime soon, go get more quartz to put on there, as well as maybe a couple of other things. I haven't quite decided what I want on my sword just yet. But what I was doing was about to make my pickaxe over here, which is so far as a pickaxe, cobalt pickaxe head and a paper binding, and I need a rod. And I could have used a manual rod to give it a bit better durability of 2.5 times, but there is another material that I'd like to use that gives me an additional modifier on my pickaxe. So not only do I get the base 3 you get with any tool, but then I get another one from paper, and I want to get a third, or I guess a 5th one out of it. And for that, we need to jump into another mod called Thaumcraft. It's a magic-based mod. It's been out for a very, very long time. It's one of the oldest magic mods, and it's really awesome. So I think we're going to get started with it. It'll be a while before we go real deep into it, but I thought we could get a start since I need something from Thaumcraft to finish my pickaxe. So one of the first things you want to do is make an iron wand. That's the lowest tier wand in Thaumcraft. It's real easy, just some iron nuggets. You need 2 of them with a stick, and there you go. You have an iron capped wooden wand. This is the lowest tier wand in the game, in the mod, so it's not very strong yet, but we will eventually get better ones. And what you want to do is take a bookshelf and right click with your wand to get a Thaumonomicon. This is like your guide to Thaumcraft. All the things inside of Thaumcraft are in here. It tells you about the lore, tells you how to make things, gives you certain items and stuff. We'll go into this more when I get deeper into Thaumcraft, I think. Right now, I need to focus on the alchemy tab, so I'm just gonna throw down a couple of tables here, and one right here. If you right click a table, table by the way, is very easy to make if I can find it in all these tables. There it is. It's just some wooden planks and 3 slabs, so really easy to make. If you right click one of them with a wand, it turns into an arcane work table. This is where you have to do some of the crafting in Thaumcraft, and I'll explain why you need a separate table in a bit. But we can take our wand out, and if you put 2 tables next to each other and use some scribing tools on them, which is just a feather, a glass bottle, and some ink, then that turns into your research table. Both of these are very, very essential to Thaumcraft early game, and late game really. So if you open up this, it looks a little bit confusing, but in this slot you've got your scribing tools, which just pretty much use up ink, and you just need ink to refill them, so that's not too bad. This slot goes research notes, which we'll talk about in a second, and then in this little section here is all of the aspects of the world that you have. So you can pretty much guess what these are. They're pretty easy, like air, earth, water, fire, order, and entropy. Those are the base aspects that make up everything in the world. So water, you can obviously guess is water. Everything is made up of something. Of course, if it's from a mod, it might not have aspects, but almost every vanilla item has some sort of aspects and is made up of these things. And what you can do is combine them to make more complex aspects. Like I happen to know that air and fire, if you click them, they'll go down here, and you hit this combine button here, and I discovered lux, which is light, which is what torches are made up of. But this isn't the only way to do it, and you can see there's little numbers. You have a certain amount of everything, and you use those to make the more complex ones. But there's a better way to do that, and I think it's unlocked by default. Let's see here. It's called the thermometer. Yep, it's just craftable without researching anything. And this is what lets you see the aspects of items. So just need 2 of any shard. Is it 2 gold in a glass? Yes, 2 gold, 1 glass. Pretty easy recipe. And these shards I've just found by mining. Put a glass in the middle and you have a thermometer. So this is what lets you see the aspects, like I said. So say we go to a torch. If you hold the right click, it scans it. And you can see now that in the center it says torch. It has 1 lux. And also in the bottom right hand screen, it's about to disappear. You can see I've discovered a clue to a new research. That means that something new has appeared in my Thaumonomicon here. So kind of have to hunt around for it, but I discovered something new somewhere. And kind of what you have to do is just go around and hold right click on everything. You can see there sand is made up of what was that, entropy and earth, grass block. I can't, in the bottom left there again, you see to study this I need to understand or study the sources of life. So it kind of gives you clues as to what to study. It's kind of hard your first time. I'm going to get a chest with some items that we're just going to go through and knock pretty much everything out that we can. We want to understand all the aspects so that way we can go around and scan just anything we want and get the points for that. So I'll be back in a minute and I'll show you guys a quick way on how to get most of the aspects. Alright guys, we're getting dangerously close to wrapping up time, but I really wanted to get these out of the way so I can spend a little bit of time off camera researching all of the things. So, first thing would be the torch, which we already scanned. What you're also going to have to do is combine aqua and terra in the crafting table. Easy way to get Victus. There's other ways with potions and stuff, but I haven't encountered a blaze yet, so that's the best way to do that. Coal gets you Potentia. What's the next thing? Grass block, I think. That got us Herba. Trapdoor gets you Modus and Arbor. Glass gets you Vitreous. You can scan a potion of weakness to get these, or you can do it by scanning an earth shard. Oh, gotta research something quick. First we have to research Victus and Perdicio. There we go, that got us Mortis. And then can we research this? No. We might have to do this a different way. Let me think here. I guess we can do sandstone. We need chiseled sandstone. Let's see, get some sand. This, that. Hopefully this one works. Does not. Alright. Give me a minute to figure out what we need to scan to get Precantatio, and I'll be right back. Figured out why it wasn't working. I forgot to scan the chest I was using. There we go. Now I got Vacuous, and now I think I can do the chiseled sandstone. Yep, there we go. Now it's Precantatio. And I have Mortis, so the next one's a bit tricky. The next one we need to scan a chicken for. So I'm going to go and find a chicken, I guess, and scan it, and I will be right back to research. Alright, so I found the chicken, I scanned him, and I got Volatus and Bestia. So next up, you can either scan Soul Sand, which I didn't happen to get when I was in the Nether, or you can get a Zombie Head, as well as a piece of amber. Next up, good old-fashioned paper for Cognito. then some rotten flesh, and apple, some flint for instrumentum, finally obsidian. And then there are some more that we could go over, but you don't need to scan them in any order because you already have all the aspects that make everything up. So now I can just go around, pretty much scan everything. So this is what I'm going to spend between this episode and next one doing. And hopefully I have a lot of aspects and we can do some really neat things with them after we come back. So thank you guys for watching. I think we got a lot done today. We got a lot of tools made. We went to the Nether. And we got started in some Thaumcraft. So all in all, pretty productive episode. So I'll catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.